Now today is the age of AI. Apps and software have flooded the market. You see AI in all fields, especially in architecture. All of this did not exist when I was studying architecture, but what if it did? So in this video, I'm just going to go back to some of those projects, redo the visuals and see if I were a student today and using these AI tools, could I bring my concepts to life in a whole new way? For this particular task, I have partnered with ReRender AI. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I use their incredible AI tools to redo and enhance my architectural projects. So without further wait, let's begin. Okay, so we're starting with project number 1. So this was a school in the mountains. The idea was to create something from the materials that were available nearby, which was stone, which was wood. On the ground floor, there was their eating areas, the assembly areas, and then there was this ramp which ran all the way up, which took you to the first floor. So there were no stairs inside, there was just this big ramp. So on the inside, it was their library plus study area. So next to the windows, there were these racks where you could keep your books. So that is sort of how I envision the interior areas to be. So with ReRender AI, one of the things is I don't actually have to give them renders to enhance. I can actually also give them screenshots of my model, and the software will use that particular model and recreate it and re-visualize it based on the input text parameters that I put in. So let me actually show you what I mean. Alright, so I'm at the ReRender AI website. You can see it's ReRenderAI.com. I am going to go at render. So I'm just gonna use this one. So this is the SketchUp model of my school. So after I upload the image, I can just put in the type and style. So here the type options, I'm actually gonna go, so public and institutional buildings, and there is where it says school, I'm going right there. And within school, now you can also give it more inputs of the kind of design style that you want. It says eco-friendly, sustainable. I'm going to choose this one. Next, what we're going to do is, one of the things that I like to do is go to the landscape. And here, because this was actually in a hilly mountainous terrain, I'm actually going to select that because that will take my render to a whole new level with the background. All right. So it says describe your design. Now, one of the things that I love about this website, I'm going to show you what I type and then see what happens. Now, this is a very basic what I had in my mind, quickly writing it down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use their feature called refine my prompt, which I actually love. So I'm just going to turn this on, and instead of precise, so they have three particular modes which says precise, balanced or creative. So what precise does is it actually uses your model and it actually uses the materials in your models and tries to be as precise and as close to what you have put in. Creative, on the other hand, takes your idea as an initial concept and would do something creative altogether using your text input and your image. What I usually like to go for on this website is a balanced approach where you can be a little more creative with giving me the final visual, but I also want to retain the kind of geometry that I have. So that is why I choose balance. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click next. So you can see how it has taken my words, it has taken all the inputs that I've given it and crafted the perfect thing to give to an AI to recreate the visuals that I've provided. I'm just going to click on render and let's see what comes up. All right, so there we go. Let me just enhance the entire thing. So this was the model before and this is the new visual. So again, that I was telling you, the balanced approach, it has changed the angle a little bit to make sure I get a better visual out of the entire project. It has used my commands of understanding, that there was stone involved, that there was wood involved, that there was also glass within this final framework. And it has taken my particular geometry, taken the inspiration from that, been a little more creative with its final approach and created this particular design for me. I am just imagining if I could have presented this particular visual at that point, it would have been insanely good for my project. Okay, so back when I designed this project, I also created the interior render of the first floor. This showcases the space where children would actually study, the bookshelves, everything. So I actually have the render for that already, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ReRender AI to enhance that render, and for this we're actually going to use something different on their website. Okay, so I'm at the ReRender AI website. So this time I'm actually going to go on enhance because I already have the render now. So I go on enhance. It has three options: 3D model rendering, AI lighting and resolution boost. So what we're going to go for here is the 3D model rendering, And here they have two options, material optimized or structure optimized. I want to go for material optimized because it says highly accurate photorealistic materials and structural details may vary. But what I really want here is that the material and what I want to showcase in that space to shine. So I'm going to use material optimized and I'm just going to upload my image. Okay, so now for the text prompt, what I'm going to write is I'm just going to describe the entire scene to this AI. Alright, so we have our prompt. I'm just going to click on regenerate. Alright, so we have our final render. So we can see it here. This was the original image. And this is the final render. So you can actually see it has used my text prompt and it has, you can clearly see on the outside that there are mountains nearby. There's beautiful sun similar to how it is in the mountains. The entire space, the texture of the wood, everything has come out so much better than what I had originally created. You can see a much better version and it really brings out what I wanted to create in that project. Since I like it so much, I actually want to use it somewhere. So I'm going to use that upscale feature. So right now it is generated as, 1304 by 768 pixels. I'm going to upscale this. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so now it has upscaled my render. You can see the new resolution is 2688 by 1536. It is of a much better quality, a much higher resolution. And now I can actually use this image and use it in presentations, use it in my portfolio, wherever I want to put it. So yeah, it is an incredible output. Okay, so the next project is a really special one. I remember I'd done this in my second year. Before we actually started out the project, we were given this exercise of just sketch out whatever is in your mind. What are you thinking about this project? So this was actually a resort design, an eco-friendly resort design. And this is what I had come up with. Okay, so this was the project. I wanted to create a shell structure for my entire project and multiple shell structures. So basically what I wanted is the entire resort to be covered with green. So what you see here, so this particular part that you see is what you see the elevation of. The grass sort of climbs up onto the shell structure, goes up, and then as it comes down, it also just merges into the landscape of the entire project. And then we have pathways that come in, and then the entire rooms and everything would also be earth burned. So that is what my initial concept was. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to ReRender AI. I'm going to use this very sketch and I'm going to see what it gives me as an output. So for this project, we are going to render again. I'm just going to upload the image. There we go. So we have our elevation. Now I'm just going to put in the details of what kind of project it is. So it's a commercial project. It's a resort, and I'm just going to choose eco-futurism. And now I'm just going to describe the project a little bit. I'm going to choose balanced again, and refine my prompt. And honestly, it's pretty good. I mean, I would maybe want the blending a lot more here, and maybe if I tweak the caption, I can get it. But this is exactly what I sort of had in my mind when I was sort of thinking about the entire project. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to tweak up the caption. I'm going to see if I can fine tune the entire thing. And let's see the new visual that comes up. All right, so this is the new prompt that we came up with. And now we see this result, which honestly is a lot better than the first one. So redoing the prompt a little bit, now there's a pathway that is leading up to the reception. The grass is rising up at the perfect angle to make it feel like an entire mound. And yeah, this is an incredible visual for the project. I have to create a video for this one. So I'm just going to go to the video tab, and for this I'm going to choose fly through as an option. So let's see what we actually get. Alright, so we have our video zooming into the project, showing us a bit more of that reception and taking us on that path that leads to the reception. I can put this as a glimpse in my project presentations, and I would have loved if I had these sort of tools back then. Alright, so that was my second project. Let's move on to the third one. So my next project is a housing design that I had done in my third year. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use a different function on the website. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am actually going to go on enhance this time, because I already have a render and I actually want to enhance it. and I'm gonna upload an image of my project. Okay, so we have our image, we have the original, and it is already trying to generate something from it. So I'm gonna go to, it's a residential property, it's an apartment complex. All right, and I'm going to give it sleek international. Landscape, I'm actually going to select a cityscape. I'm gonna go for balanced again, and I'm gonna regenerate the entire thing and see what it comes up with. All right, and there we have it. So I'm just gonna enlarge it a little bit, and you can see this was the original image that I had given it. Again, it's a very standard, grass everywhere, and then you can see all of my different buildings. And then suddenly it has given us a more realistic render. So this can actually be an image from if my project was actually built. You can see the glimpses of the jali that I had created for the project. It has captured and kept the essence of the brick, but also the plaster. So you can see all of this is brick, but here you can see the plaster. So how I've actually imagined my entire project, it was able to keep that essence and yet bring in a whole sense of realism to my project. I'm actually going to do more renders of this project. So this is my next render, and putting it through the enhance feature, this is what it comes up with. So this is the original render. This is from between the two buildings. You can see the buildings beyond, you can see the landscaped area that I had created, and this is what it has come up with. All in all, it has just enhanced my entire project and this entire visual and just taken it to a whole new level. A lot of people say, they are against using AI apps, but how I see it is the fact that it has given me, somebody who does not have great rendering tools, to put forth my ideas. And now using these rendering tools, I can actually better communicate my designs to people, better communicate my concepts to people, because that is what my strong suit used to be. So those were the 3 projects that I wanted to show you. Projects that I created when I had different skill sets, when I was at different levels. But I wanted to show you how using different visuals that I had for each of the projects, one of them was just a sketch, and how I was able to create these final beautiful visuals. So yeah, which of these projects did you like the most? And I just wanted to point out how easy it was to use ReRender AI very quickly, using the visuals that I had, using a sketch that I had, or using a SketchUp model that I had, just putting that into the AI app and getting, these beautiful visuals for my projects. So whether you're an architect or you're a student, you should definitely check it out. I will leave a link for it in the description below. Also, a big thanks to ReRender AI for partnering on this video and sponsoring this video. And that was it, you guys. That was it for this video. What did you think of my projects? Let me know in the comments below. What other videos do you want to see on this channel? Let me know that as well. Once again, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, to share this video, and to subscribe to Blessed Dark. I will see you guys soon with more such content. Until then, bye bye.